What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. Obviously, there's been a lot of changes in the past week when it comes to Impact right now, and I wondered how this show is going to go as of Slammiversary 2, because what's going to happen now, a lot of things have been changed, especially the main event, so now people wonder what is going to happen to the world title in Slammiversary itself, and how the show is going to be changed, because obviously the show is now going to have to be very heavily edited now due to the departures of both Tessa Blanchard and Michael Elgin. I have explained this in a different video. Yes, Tessa Blanchard was fired and stripped of the world title. It's been a lot of reasons why she was she was fired, which I don't know if all that's true, especially the part of the her not sending in a promo or something that she didn't even like. It's like she supposed to send a video promo at least, because listen, we know the virus has been going on. We know it's only been at the arena shows. I understand if she didn't want to, come in and, didn't want to catch the virus and she was in Mexico, but she is a U.S. citizen, so she would at least be able to get kind of back and forth like that, basically. But there's been stories that she's been hanging out in San Diego for the last month, and she's the world champion, but has not really taken any time to acknowledge the show or at least promote Slammiversary at least, or anything that had to do with Impact in general, basically. And like I said, it's a whole thing behind that. People wonder where she'll go, but yes, they have taken the world title off of her. I explained it more in a different video, whatnot, but at the same time, I kind of blame both. Number one, like I said before, I was never really with the idea of putting the world title on her. Like I said, I was very, very skeptical, and I was never really with it, and I gotta put blame on Impact on themselves too for doing that, because I feel like they just kind of been played, and which they had no choice but to get rid of her, because basically I guess she didn't try at least promote something. You got pay-per-view coming the next month, and you got the belt, so what do you do? And Michael Elgin being gone, that was my pick to win at Slammiversary. I wanted him to win. And now that's been thrown out the window. I know he's got some allegations going on right now. I thought it was the same stuff he beat like a couple years ago, but apparently there's some new shit, basically, which I guess it was some dick pics or something. I think I've explained this before, or what was it? Maybe it was another assault case. I don't know. But then there's a story he fought Sami Callihan in the back during Impact or something during one of the tapings, I guess, and that's what ended up him getting fired. And I know they put a whole statement out about it. So that's Elgin being a big name is like really big name that's lost from this stuff. So now the question is, what's going to happen now with the World Championship? Now I know the intro video was, kind of edited also to edit both of them out, but we did kick off the show with Josh Matthews and Madison Rayne, which I think they may have been in a living room somewhere, which obviously they had to film some new stuff, and there was a TV with the Slammiversary logo behind and the World Championship itself. Basically, they said that the world title is now vacant. Some say it looked different, it looked gold, I'm not sure, but there is going to be something different now for the main event of Slammiversary. Now it'll be a fatal four-way. It will be Ace Austin, Eddie Edwards, Trey Miguel, and a mystery opponent now to see who will face for the world title. I don't know who it's going to be. Obviously, it's not a five-way anymore, because I don't think they could have because come on, I don't think it would have worked in a triple threat. Listen, I've said it before. Would that match really sound like a main event match? Eddie Edwards, yes. Eddie Edwards has been the world champion before, okay? But even Crazy Eddie has kind of turned me off a little nowadays and whatnot, which I feel like he finally gained some personality after this, after being just a regular American Wolf type Eddie, because I thought he kind of became bland, but I actually thought he showed personality, but now I'm kind of wanting the American Wolf Eddie to come back if he's going to be fighting for the world title. Trey Miguel's not ready for the main event yet. He is definitely not ready for the world title, okay? Ace Austin is very debatable. I feel like they protected Ace Austin, and they've pushed him really big ever since he's been in Impact and built him up very well, but I don't... It's debatable on Ace Austin. Ace Austin is... You can debate that one if he's ready in that, but I don't think it would have worked as a triple threat. Like I said, when you take star power like Elgin out of it and Tessa, that's a problem. But obviously now they have a mystery opponent, so it'll be a fatal four-way now. It will not be a fatal five-way. I guess it still builds to see who's still returning, since we're getting a lot of that, because there's been a lot of promotions for people returning, whatnot, allegedly returning and everything. So we know that someone's coming back. Maybe they will be in the main event in Slammiversary, but as of right now, we don't know, okay? But like I said, obviously it's had to be a lot of changes. But we did kick off the show with Chris Bay going against Suicide. Johnny Swinger is out there with him, which I will say he is funny out there, pretty much, kind of coaching Chris Bay out there. Match was okay and whatnot. I know Swinger got involved, but Chris Bay still ended up getting the win with the his famouser, or the him jumping off the ropes and everything, doing a famous on him. But he beat Suicide, though, so come on, who you think was going to win this? He still having a match coming in Slammiversary, coming up with against the Mac for the X Division title. Because right after that, they were talking in the back, and Chris Bay, Johnny Swinger talked about good ring psychology, talking about he paid off the ref or something at Slammiversary, or bribe him about $30, but the referee came in, he says he heard all of it, you can't bribe me, and he's banning Johnny Swinger from ringside with Chris Bay at Slammiversary. So we're going to keep this one-on-one. They then went to Moose, talking about his match against Crazy Steve tonight for the TNA World title. Talk about, Crazy likes to play a lot of games and everything, but he was in the NFL, was very successful. He's going to let Crazy Steve know, the legend known as Moose. Next, we have Reno Scum versus TJ Perkins, and followed by, kind of like last week, I know like 1 week or 2 weeks ago, they had a match. Not a bad tag match, pretty solid once again, also like the last one. It ended up with Ba and TJP winning with the Samoan drop and the Mamba Splash. Sure that was a Kobe reference, TJP doing that. So, yes, TJP and followed by ended up getting the win over Reno Scum. So, okay match, I will say that. But we didn't go to locker room talk with Madison Rayne and Johnny Swinger, which, Johnny Swinger still mad about being banned at Slammiversary, but their guest today was Johnny Bravo. Johnny Bravo came in, pretty much he had a dog with him, which was dressed as a devil this time, and pretty much as Bravo sat down and everything, he said that Mr. Mundo, he's embraced the devil dog and whatnot. But Madison Rayne, so what's with you and Rosemary, huh? You guys been hanging out, you've been doing all this together, that together, what are y'all really doing? Johnny Bravo didn't really want to answer anything and whatnot, so she had Rosemary come in, who she teleported in the room, by the way, and still like, so you been hanging out with Rosemary, like what's up with y'all, basically. Johnny Swinger pretty much said you could cut the sexual tension with so thick that you cut it with a knife edge chop and whatnot, which he starts trying to hit on Rosemary then, but Johnny Bravo says that the lady's not interested. Madison Rayne pretty much wanted to ask Johnny Bravo if he's in love with Rosemary, but he never would answer. Taya came in pretty much downing Johnny Bravo as usual, and pretty much told Rosemary, listen, I need a tag partner and everything after that match a couple weeks ago, so we could be a great tag team and whatnot. So that was the end of locker room talk. Next, though, the North came out. They pretty much called out Ken Shamrock. And, they talked about how Ken Shamrock couldn't make it make it against the greatest tag team in Impact history, as they called themselves, and that Ken Shamrock has no friends, he can't have a tag partner, he's got all these rage issues and whatnot, so, he needs professional help. Ken Shamrock came out then, but next thing you know, Sami Callihan's hacker thing shows up, and he says, who needs friends when you have an enemy? Callahan showed up, teleported in there, once again, more teleportation, showed up there and pretty much knocked the North out of the ring then, which I'm sure we're gonna know what's gonna lead into this, because I can tell you what's gonna happen. But what else? I know they played Deonna Purrazzo and Jordan Grace highlights or package for Slammiversary. But Scott D'Amore was talking on the phone, and next thing a couple of Good Brothers could be here, which I know that reference. Now, I know there's been a rumor lately on the internet about that Gallows and Anderson. Listen, I'm not one to believe every website, but apparently Gallows and Anderson may have signed with Impact. I think. I don't know. I think we should wait till Slammiversary to see what happens, but apparently they have signed with the company. I don't know how true that is. I read off a couple sites, but I don't know, and maybe Impact putting that out there tonight maybe kind of confirms it. I don't know, but if Gallows and Anderson do go to Impact, I think that's a good pickup. I will say that. I'm not saying you're going to get Bullet Club or anything there, but some say maybe Aces and Eights. I don't know, but it's been reportedly that, some folks are saying that Gallows and Anderson have signed with Impact. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm just going by what I've read. Don't know if that's true all the way, but that's been the whole rumor as what I heard today. Okay, but Callahan and which still, like I said, Scott D'Amore pretty much says that they're gonna be facing Shamrock and Callahan at Slammiversary for the tag titles and everything. Since Ethan Page kept complaining and saying that being a bad safe work environment, which I'm surprised they just don't put Sami Callahan in the title match, to be honest, because okay, this guy never even got his rematch for the world title. Why is he facing for the tag titles? I guess it's because of the whole Ken Shamrock thing. But listen, if Tessa's out, if Elgin's out, why don't we give Sami Callahan a rematch back for his world title? You want to make it a fatal 4-way? Add Callahan. Or if you could make it a fatal 5-way still, let's just put Callahan in, and we can still do a mystery opponent. Sami Callahan never got his rematch for the world heavyweight title, okay? Give that man a rematch, all right? He deserves that one, because it's still messed up how he was kind of a transitional champion when you think about it, just to lose to Tessa back at Hard to Kill. So, yeah, give him a rematch. I know they played a highlight match, which went on for a minute with Eric Young and Magnus there, which basically, people say Eric Young may be coming back. So, like I said, they've been teasing this every week, which I'm sure they have to play this match a little bit longer, due to, I don't know, probably edit a lot of footage to edit Elgin and them out. Jimmy Jacobs interviewed Trey Miguel, pretty much talking to him about attack this week, and that Madman Fulton was the mystery attacker. As Trey says, he's going to take out Ace Austin. He's going to break his foot up in Fulton's ass tonight, and that where he comes from, you don't beat up people from behind. When you do something, you're going to make $1 out of 15 cents, basically. But right after that, Moose went against Crazy Steve for the TNA title. Not a bad match, I'll say that. Moose, of course, wins with the spear and everything. So, yes, he's still the TNA World Champion, apparently, or whatnot. Which, you don't say he is, but he technically is the TNA World Champion. But as after the match, he started beating up Crazy Steve. Some agents and referees came out as Tommy Dreamer, which at least he had a mask and gloves on. But Moose ended up kicking him to the ground then, and he was bleeding. After that, Dreamer came back from commercial, who was still in the ring, calling out Moose, talking about, Moose, he's supposed to be this great and everything, that you were an NFL football player before, but your dream wasn't to be in wrestling and everything. You're just here looking for a paycheck. You're wrestling now, and now you're a fast rising star when it comes to wrestling. But the problem is you don't listen to people when you were in the NFL like Tom Brady or Bill Belichick, and now you're not even listening to guys in wrestling like me or D'Lo Brown, Eddie Edwards, as Dreamer said. Dreamer pretty much said that Moose is going to be a bust in wrestling because you carry a belt that you couldn't even win. And, bleeding doesn't bother him, or, beating. He says, I've been beaten by worse. And he talked about Dusty Rhodes' hard time promo, which is true. He says, we are living in the hardest times right now. So he ain't lying about that. You want to talk about hard times? Yeah, we're living in some hard times in the world right now. But when the world stopped, pro wrestling didn't. And Dreamer says that Moose is just here for a paycheck. He's not about the heart and passion of all this. And that's why wrestling is still going. Dreamer pretty much said that, at times the locker room's been afraid, but Impact locker room has made him happy and secure around here. And that Moose is, want to complain about catering and everything. Why don't you just go to the store and get your own food, even though it's free here? But, he kind of started doing Dusty Rhodes again, saying, my belly may be a bit big and my hiding may be a bit big, but Tommy Dreamer is a very violent man, and that nobody paid a ticket to see Moose either play football or wrestle. And, Moose is going to be a footnote in NFL and wrestling, and that he's a waste of talent. Another great promo by Tommy Dreamer. When has Tommy Dreamer really cut any bad promos nowadays? Dreamer, of course, like I said, really great promo, which somehow, some way, they will get Tommy Dreamer on this show in some type of high-edge angle. He probably cuts one of the best promos on this show. But, hey, that's Tommy Dreamer for you. and everything. So I guess they got him going something with Moose. I don't think it's going to be for that TNA World title, and Dreamer's going to beat him, but it should be something between him and Moose, though. But right after that, they went to the Deaners arm wrestling Hernandez, which they had some music playing. Cody Deaner tried to arm wrestle him, but basically Hernandez no-sold it and closed it down. I guess he won some money from this, so I guess Hernandez's new gimmick now is arm wrestling or hustling people right now. Kiera Hogan, who had new theme music, went against Jessica Havoc. Of course, Tasha Steelz and Nevaeh were out there. Not bad, I should say. I know Tasha Steelz ended up distracting Havoc, getting her mask and then throwing it to Kiera, which she hit Havoc with the mask and did some kicks on her for the win. So I guess it's leading to something. I don't not say it's going to be a tag match at Slammiversary because we already know it's a gauntlet match right now at Slammiversary with all the women. So we'll see what comes from that. But, some say will there be tag titles? I don't know, okay? Moose, though, pretty much started talking about Tommy Dreamer and how about everything he said was a lie, and that you get all that from Wikipedia, that, I'm not a kid, I'm the TNA World Champion, and that listen, you better apologize to me next week, a public apology, or I will sue you for defamation, and the company will get sued too, so you better do something about this, apologize next week. And they went up for next week's card in Slammiversary, but in the main event, though, we got Madman Fulton and Trey Miguel. Not bad of a match, I should say that. Ended up in a DQ, though. Ended up with Trey taking Ace's, gambit, stick and whatnot, hitting Fulton in the head with it. Pretty much, Trey got a chair in, which he took out Ace Austin, and then hit Fulton with the chair in and knocked him to the ground before the show went off the air. But as the show and the credits did happen, next thing you know, we got another tease for who may be coming back, which it was a superhero outfit, Super Eric. I don't know if I want to see Super Eric come back, okay? I know who Super Eric is, but I hope the plans haven't changed that much, because I think Team Canada would have been coming back if Michael Elgin didn't get fired. Because if you remember the phone call Michael Elgin did a few weeks ago, he says, us Canadians got to stick together and whatnot. I think that may have been the thing. Maybe it could have been him, Elgin, in the North. I don't know what Eric Young is going to be doing. He could be Showtime Eric Young for all I know. He could be the crazy maniac Eric Young before he left to go to WWE. Or he can be World Elite Eric Young. There's many differences of Eric Youngs, but I don't really need to see Super Eric. I don't know why I don't want to see. I know it's been a lot of teases of who may be coming back. We got a lot of teases from EC3 to Aces and Eights to, like I said, to EY, to probably several more people I could name, or any type of inside joke they made of anybody getting released right now, and the list of people that they've had, like I said, from Gallows and Anderson, or something with a Bulgarian flag that is Rusev, or people from Mike Bennett and Maria. I know some had like former world champions from Kurt Angle is staying, which obviously I don't see any of those happening. And I think Kurt Angle's still doing with that. Kurt Angle's back on WWE TV. I don't think Austin Aries will be in it, or maybe Chris Sabin. I don't know. Bully Ray. It's many guesses what you could say who's going to be coming in as the mystery person or whatnot. So I don't know what to expect, but I don't know if I really want to see Super Eric, though, okay? But as for the show, though, not bad, though. Like I said, I'm sure a lot of things had to be changed due to both Tessa and Elgin being gone from the company. So I think a lot had to be changed, okay? And they're just trying to figure out any way to probably edit everything around and get something coming from this. I don't know what, but I'm sure something will be figured out from this, or I don't know about Slammiversary right now. It's like somebody said one time. It's like it's always a lot of controversy before Slammiversary or some pay-per-view happens with either some weird release thing or somebody leaving the company or some type of controversy. It's always either in Slammiversary or maybe sometimes Bound for Glory. But somebody put a video out about how, these controversies and what happened, and some of the world champions, they've put the belt on. I think I explained this in the last video. You can go through that. Not TNA title, but ever since they made the whole Impact World title, I feel like it's been just some type of controversy or some type of freak accident that has happened with this. So I don't know what will happen with Slammiversary. I don't know. We still got a few weeks away from this, so we'll wait and see what happens. I don't know what will happen, but like I said, a lot of things have now changed as of last week. Okay, so there will be a new world champion. I can say that right now. But other than that, though, yes, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about Impact tonight. Follow me on Twitter, Hooded Knight 890. Tell me what you thought about tonight's show. Tell me what you think about all the things that's been going around right now with the whole releases of both Elgin and Tessa Blanchard, to what will happen with Slammiversary or anything that's going to happen with this whole pay-per-view that's coming up. I don't know. Had something solved with the world title thing. It will be a fatal 4-way. There will be a mystery opponent. I don't know what to expect, okay? But we're just going to have to find out and see what happens at Slammiversary or next. So, like I said, it's been a lot of changes. I'm sure a lot of things have to be edited out for the pay-per-view. So we'll just find out and we'll see. But other than that, I am out of here. I will be back tomorrow night for the Fighter Fest and the Great American Bash. Reviews coming up and everything. So we'll see you for tomorrow night. So yeah, once again, it's me, the HDD, coming in with the news and reviews. I have no idea to show. Here I go, here I flow. I go and I stay in attack. And now we're done with this review of Impact. I'm out. I'll see you guys later. See you tomorrow night.